guys, it's Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am giving you my spring cleaning unhaul. So I just did a haul. I just got a whole lot new books, but now I'm gonna give you an unhaul that I've had these books on my library floor for months. I rearranged my shelves back in 2018, I think, and just had these books literally on the ground, and my husband was like, we gotta film an unhaul. So here it is. I have a ton of books. These are books that I have gotten that I know I'm not going to read, unfortunately. Books that I have read before that I'm not going to read again, or books that were given to me in like book box subscriptions that I'm just not interested in. So I'm hoping this won't be a super long video. I'm not going to go into much detail about why I'm not keeping it. Just know that I don't like them. So let's go. The first book I have is Optimists Die First by Susan Nielsen. I don't know why I got this. I'm not gonna read this. I've kept it on my shelf forever because it's so small, but I'm not gonna read this. The next one I did attempt to read, and that is Under Rose-Tainted Skies by Louise Gornall. I tried to buddy read this with my friend, and she made it way more. I think she finished it, and I made it like 100 pages in. This was like an everything by Nicola Yoon kind of story, and I just had no sympathy for the main character and ended up DNFing it, and it kind of put me in a book slump or reading slump, so I'm excited to get rid of this. The next book I got in an Owlcrate subscription box, and it's plastic, and I literally have never heard of it, and I know that it's fantasy, so you know how I feel about fantasy, and that is Amber and Dusk by Lyra Celine. I'm not gonna read this, like, at all. The next book I'm unhauling, and I'm sure its next one is here somewhere. So last year I decided to try to reread the Hush Hush series because once upon a time I had really liked it, and it turns out that it sucks. So I had two books on the series on my shelf, and they're going away forever. And this one is Silence by Becca Fitzpatrick. It's just not a good series, guys. Like, Twilight holds up 10 years later, but like this does not. So the next book I have had forever. Like, I think I had it once and then I unhauled it and then I bought it again, and I don't know why, because I'm never gonna read it. And that's Uglies by Scott Westerfeld. This was like an OG dystopian world kind of thing, and I have just never ever wanted to pick it up. So it's going away. The next book is a book that I got for free at Y'all Fest last year. It was like a finished copy and they were just handing it out, and I've never heard of it and don't want to read it, and that's Where She Fell by Caitlin Ward. I know nothing. I don't care. Sorry. The next one is a book that I have read, and it is not something that I'm going to read again. I read it for a readathon, and I'm just not interested in reading it again. And that's Snow and Love by Melissa De La Cruz, Nick Stone, Amy Friedman, and Casey West. It was good for what it was. It was good for a readathon. It's super small. I think I read like a story a day, and it got me through the readathon, but it's just not something I'm gonna ever see myself pick up again, so it's going away. The next book, I sincerely really don't know where I got it. I've never heard of it, but I bought it apparently, and that's Winning by Lara DeLoza. I have no idea. I was rearranging my shelves and I was like, where did this even come from? So it's going away. The next book is also a book that I have read and I did not like, and I think I talked about it in my worst books of 2018 video, and that is This Song Will Save Your Life by Lila Sales. I had a lot of issues with this book, and I know I'm never gonna read it again, and the good news is that I got it for like $3 on Book Outlet, so I don't feel bad at all getting rid of it. So goodbye. Here we go. Here's Finale by Becca Fitzpatrick, part of the Hush Hush series. I think I only have these two books, and I don't have the other two. So that's good. Only have to get rid of 2 books from the series and didn't buy the other ones, and that's great. And then this is another book that I did read, and that is The Pact by Jodi Picoult. When I first got into reading, back in high school, I was reading a lot of Jodi Picoult, and this was one of my least favorites that I read of hers, and it just like didn't make a lasting impact like her other ones did for me, so I'm not gonna read it again. I'm just gonna get rid of it. And then from this stack, this is the last one. This is a book I read recently and gave 3 stars, and I know I'm not gonna read again. It just was fine, and that's The Opposite of Innocent by Sonia Sones. This was told in verse. I read this for Contemporary-a-thon. It was okay, but I'm definitely not gonna pick it up again. All right, this is another book that I have read semi-recently. Definitely before book 2, but it was pretty recent. And that's The List by Siobhan Vivian. I had this on my shelf forever, and I was looking at my shelf, and I had recently, and I just like picked it up and was like, you're reading this. And it was fine. I think I gave it 3 stars, but it's not something I'm gonna read again. I enjoyed it, but like, why keep it on my shelf if I'm not gonna read it again? Yeah. And then I've read this one as well so many years ago that I cannot tell you anything about this book, and I don't have any intention on picking it up again, and that's By the Time You Read This, I'll Be Dead by Julie Ann Peters. Like, the title alone is so angsty, and I'm sure when I read it I was angsty, but like I'm not there right now, so I'm not gonna read it again. And then the next book I'm getting rid of, I have another copy on my shelf, and someone was very nice and gave me this, but it's the mass market paperback, and I'd rather have the hard copy of this because it's so big, and that is The Stand by Stephen King. It's just like too big to be a mass market paperback when I'd rather have the hardcover of something like this. So I still have it on my shelf, still plan on reading it, just not this copy. It's humongous. And then I'm getting rid of another Jodi Picoult, and that's Sing You Home. These have just been on my shelf forever, and I'm not gonna read it. I have kept like a couple Jodi Picoults. I think I have 19 Minutes up there, some other ones, but like my ones that I read that I really liked, but like I have no interest in this. It's been on my shelf for 4 years, and it's just not happening. And then I am getting rid, I guess I could show you both of these. I'm getting rid of The Young Elites by Marie Lu, and I'm guessing this is the second one, but I don't know that for sure. And that's The Rose Society by Marie Lu. I listened to The Young Elites on audiobook on one of my trips back to Baltimore, and it was not great. Like, it's fantasy, and that's not my thing, and I really liked the Legend series by Marie Lu, and obviously Warcross, her newer series, so I thought I was gonna like this too, but it just didn't hit the mark for me, so I'm gonna get rid of these two and have more room on my shelves. And the next one is an ARC that I got from YALLFest that seems to be science fiction, and that is not my genre, and that's The Waning Age by Essie Grove. I don't want this, so I'm getting rid of it. And the next one I'm getting rid of because I already had a copy. I literally bought this copy on Book Outlet thinking, I don't have that, and I totally have that. Could just check my shelves, but I didn't. And that's This Adventure Ends by Emma Mills. I literally have it right here. So I don't need to, so I'm gonna get rid of this one. And the next one I'm getting rid of is a middle grade one that I don't know why I bought. Actually, I do know why I bought. So I went to see the live action Beauty and the Beast, and there's a Barnes & Noble in the same shopping center, and I was like really in the mood for Beauty and the Beast, so I bought this, Beauty and the Beast Lost in a Book, an Enchanting Original Tale by Jennifer Donnelly, and I'm just not gonna read this. I was just like all swept up in the whole Beauty and the Beast thing, but this is unrealistic for me. I'm not gonna read this, so it's going away. And the next one I'm getting rid of is something that I think I read back in January and didn't love, and that's Beautiful Creatures by Cami Garcia and Margaret Stohl. I actually just like took this off my shelf the other day, so I didn't take it off my first pass when I was rearranging my shelves, but I looked at my shelves again and was like, ooh, no, we gotta get rid of this. This was not good. I have another one of the series somewhere in here, so you'll see that again, but it's time for these to go. I did not like this first book at all. And then another book that was in my worst books of 2018 list is Dumplin' by Julie Murphy. Did not like this. did not think she did body positivity like well at all, and didn't love the romance love triangle situation. So I'm getting rid of it. I have another arc that my friend Elise was nice enough to give to me. I don't know why I took it. It was just like caught up in the moment. And that's After the Shot Drops by Randy Rigby. I think this like got really critically acclaimed on like Kirkus or something, but like it's about boys and basketball. So I don't care about that. Okay. Okay, so the next book I am getting rid of is Unfiltered by Lily Collins. This is a nonfiction book. I read it. I didn't like it that much. I really like Lily Collins, and I was excited that she had a book and it was with Epic Reads and whatever, but it was just like mediocre. Next book I'm getting rid of is another arc that my friend Wes was nice enough to give to me, but I just don't care about it, and that is The One Memory of Flora Banks by Emily Barr. And you can see this isn't even like the cover, so this is like super advanced. But if I was gonna read it, I'd get it like on audiobook, and I don't think I'm gonna read it. The next book I'm getting rid of is Marked by PC Cast and Kristen Cast. This has been on my shelf forever. I think I got it like around the same time I got Twilight and was like, yeah, I'm totally gonna read this, and I haven't, and I've seen the reviews for it and they're not great, and I just like, I'm not gonna do it, so. And the next book I'm getting rid of is Final Draft by Riley Redgate. I really tried to read this book and I really didn't like it, and I don't feel bad about it, and it just wasn't for me, so I'm not gonna keep it. Next book I've never heard of, never wanted to read, don't know. I don't know. And that's The Book of You by Claire Kendall. I have no idea what this is about. Is it even YA? I don't even think it's YA. It seems like a thriller. Just, yeah. Next book that I have is a book that I read in high school that I don't think I'm gonna read again, and I don't even think I finished it for like the project that I needed to finish in high school. I'm pretty sure my boyfriend at the time like told me what happened. So that's Flowers for Algernon by Daniel Keyes. I just like, it's a classic or whatever, and so what? I don't. And the next one I'm getting rid of is Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. I'm not a Leigh Bardugo fan. I'm more excited about her new adult book that's coming out this year because it's not fantasy, and I'm probably going to enjoy that way more than I would have ever enjoyed Six of Crows and the 50 pages I read of this and anything else she's ever written, so sue me, I didn't like it. The next book I'm getting rid of is a middle grade arc that I got once again at Y'all Fest. So thanks, Y'all Fest, but sorry. And that's A Monster Like Me by Wendy S. Swore. It's middle grade. I'm not gonna read it. I don't read middle grade anyway. And it's just like, I don't care. And the next book that I'm getting rid of is something that I did read, did enjoy, but like, I don't feel the need to continue the series, and she's coming out with more books, and I just like, truly don't care that much. I'm not that invested, and that's The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer by Michelle Hodgkin. I enjoyed the first book. I thought it was a little creepy and the ending was cool, but like for some reason when I finished it, I just had like no desire to keep going with the series. So why am I gonna keep this book if I'm not gonna keep going or reading it again? So. And the next book I got from a friend, and I haven't thought about picking it up once, and that is The Truth About Delilah Blue by Tish Cohen. I couldn't tell you one thing about this book, so. The next book I have is a book that I DNF'd earlier this year, and that is I Am Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter by Erica L. Sanchez. I did not like the main character in this book. I listened to it on audiobook, and it felt sincerely like every sentence she spoke, she was complaining about something. And why would I want to like listen to that? So I'm getting rid of that. And then the next book is an arc that I got from Y'all Fest 2 years ago, and that's Miles Away From You by A.B. Rutledge. I really actually wanted to read this one, and then I started to read reviews on Goodreads, and the reviews were like scathing and not good, and it was like pointing out really problematic things in this book, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna read it if I know I'm not gonna like it based on the reviews, so I'm getting rid of it. And the next one I got because I love the author as a person. I've never actually like read anything by him, and that's Stranger Than Fanfiction by Chris Colfer. I was just like rewatching Glee and was like, man, I love this child, and I bought this book, but I'm not gonna read this. Okay. And the next book is a book that I haven't read. I know I'm not gonna read, and I just really wanted to support the author, but I didn't like the first book enough for me to like care about this next book, and that's More Than We Can Tell by Bridget Kemmerer. She's the author of A Curse So Dark and Lonely, which people really love, but like I read some of her contemporaries, which is also gonna be in here, so stay tuned, and I just like didn't care for it, and I'm not gonna read this, and it's so big, and ugh. And the next one is a book that I got like a month ago in my L crate, and I just know I'm not gonna like, and that's The Gilded Wolves by Roshni Chokshi. I love Roshni Chokshi. I met her in real life. I think she's beautiful and amazing and great, but I don't like fantasy, and this is compared to Six of Crows, and I didn't like that, and I've seen the reviews on Goodreads and people are like really not liking it, so why waste my time, and I can sell it to someone who actually really wants it, so that's what I'm gonna do. And here's Beautiful Darkness by Kami Garcia and Margaret Stoll. This is one other book in the Beautiful Creature series. I'm getting rid of it. I'm not gonna read it. And the next book I'm unhauling, I know nothing about. This is the trend. It's been on my shelf forever. Whatever. The Next Time You See Me by Holly Goddard Jones. Nothing. I don't know. And the next book I got simply because of the cover, and I just did a haul and I said I got this simply because of the cover, and I'm not gonna read it, so I should really stop doing that, but here we go. And that's The Midnight Dance by Nikki Katz. I know that other booktubers have read this and have not liked it, and I don't think I'm gonna like it, and I just like have so many other books that I want to read, so I'm not gonna read it. And then I have City of Saints and Thieves by Natalie C. Anderson. I don't know why I got this. I sincerely don't know why I got this. I thought I liked fantasy back when I got this, and I don't like fantasy. You know this. I know this. I stopped lying to myself. I'm really like stopped buying fantasy, so I'm gonna get rid of fantasy. The next book I'm getting rid of is something that I DNF'd, and I read it for book club, or read it for book club and DNF'd, and that's Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. A lot of people really loved this book, and I didn't like the writing, didn't like the main character, know what happened at the end, didn't care for that, and I just like overhyped? Probably. The next book is something that I kept because it was a debut winner, and I cared about that for a while and never got to read it, and that's Where Things Come Back by John Corey Wally. I know it has like really good reviews on Goodreads, but I just don't care about it. The next book is a book that I have read, and that is Love Letters to the Dead by Ava Delaria. I didn't love it. Was it on my worst books of 2018 list? I can't remember because it was so unsubstantial to me, but I'm getting rid of it, and I'm very happy to get rid of it, and I didn't like this at all. The next book is something that I have not read, but I don't think it's something that I have read. I haven't seen the movie either, so obviously I don't care that much, and that's A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. I just like heard so many good things about it, but for me personally, I don't think I'm gonna care. The next book I'm getting rid of is Something Borrowed by Emily Giffin. I don't know why I got this. This is like a really gross copy. It has like really gross things on it, so I'm happy to get rid of this. I'm not gonna read this. And the next book I'm getting rid of is The Silkworm by Robert Galbraith, aka J.K. Rowling. I just don't care about this. They're so big. She keeps going. I don't care. I'm not gonna read it. Okay, so this was the first book by Bridget Kemmerer in that series, and that's Letters to the Lost, and I read this for book club, and I probably wouldn't have read it without book club, and I just didn't love it. It was very average. It was like a You've Got Mail kind of situation thing, and that's my favorite movie, and I just like didn't appreciate this book at all, and I don't think I like Bridget Kemmerer's contemporary novels. Like, they somehow missed the mark for me, so I'm getting rid of this. And the next one is a book I've had forever and never once thought about picking up, and that's The Duff by Cody Keplinger. I've seen the movie was fine, it was funny, but I'm not gonna read this. The next one is a book that I got for reasons. I don't know, I read the first one, which is called The Peak, I think, and this is The Edge by Roland Smith. I thought The Peak was good. I'm not gonna read this. Okay. The next one is another Leigh Bardugo, and that is Wonder Woman. First of all, I don't like Leigh Bardugo. Second of all, I don't like superheroes. I just got like on this hype train of Leigh Bardugo and like couldn't get off, but now I'm off of it and I'm getting rid of it and it'll be great. The next one is a book that I have read and thought it was fine, and that is The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. I actually have a tattoo of a quote from this book, so it feels weird to get rid of it, but like I'm not gonna read it again. The tattoo means something different to me than like this book did, so okay. The next one is another arc that I've had forever that I do not care about, and that's Just Another Girl by Elizabeth Eulberg. I couldn't tell you anything about this. I need to get rid of arcs I'm not gonna read. The next one is Franny and Zoe by J.D. Salinger. I've had this forever. Never once wanted to read it. Don't care about classics. Love Catcher in the Rye. Doesn't mean I'm gonna like this one. The next one is Dreamfall by Amy Plum. Don't know why I got this. I was reading reviews and it seemed cool, but like science fiction's not my jam, and it's been on my shelf for like 2 years and I just, no. We're almost there. I'm almost done. Okay. So the next one is The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I read this. It was fine. I'm not gonna read it again. I tried to continue on with the series, but it wasn't for me, so I'm getting rid of this and good. The next one is The Cuckoo's Calling by Robert Galbraith, aka J.K. Rowling. Getting rid of it for the same reasons I'm getting rid of The Silkworm. Just not gonna read it. Don't care. So big. Like, ugh. And the next one that I'm getting rid of is Gathering Blue by Lois Lowry. This is the second one in the Giver quartet, and I didn't love The Giver. Like, I think I gave The Giver 2 stars, and so why did I get this? I think it was free. So that's why I have it. The very last book I'm getting rid of is another arc that I got at Y'all Fest last year, 2018, that was the year, and that's Dragon Watch by Brandon Mule. This is another middle grade novel. It is another fantasy thing. I'm not gonna like it. So, no. So that's it. That's a lot of books. Way more books I'm getting rid of than I took in the past 3 months. So that makes me feel good. I have like so much room on my shelves now. I can like move things and it's great. So that's good. So thanks for watching my video. See you in my next one. Bye.